Hello everyone, welcome to this introductory video on creating ethical and sustainable art using raw clay. Before we dive into how to do raw clay art, I'd like to offer some inspiration. If you are in Helsinki, I highly recommend visiting Kiasma Museum to explore Dineo Seshee Bopape's incredible exhibition. This exhibition is an invitation to dream, emphasizing dreaming as a universal and cross-species way of reshaping and interacting with our realities. In southern Africa, ancient beliefs suggest that the minerals found in natural elements such as rocks, clay and water carry a deep-seated memories and primordial knowledge. These profound beliefs profoundly influence Bopape's artistic process and the creation of the captivating works on display. Bopape's art often centers around remembering as a means of personal healing with the collective consciousness. To her, it represents a unique form of knowledge, creation and transmission of elemental wisdom through the time. Her artistic vision is rooted to a Southern Africa creation of mythologies highlighting Africa as the cradle of humanity and the enduring influence of this heritage to our collective unconscious. So, as we explore the world of raw clay art, let's draw inspiration from the rich culture and philosophical tapestry woven by artists like Dineo, Seshee, Raisibe, Bopape.
So, welcome to this talk about the possibilities of raw clay. My name is Oliver. Maybe my main interest is in building clay structures, maybe a bit bigger than these. What this talk is about, you don't have to always fire clay to make objects. You can also use raw clay. You could call it maybe terra non cotta as opposed to terra cotta. And there are some tips and tricks maybe that I can share with you so you can start experimenting on your own. So let's start with the materials. We have clay, of course, and you can obtain your own clay if you have a place where you can dig it directly from the ground. You just have to take away the topsoil, so that your clay doesn't have too much organic matter in it, and then you can check the plasticity of the clay you have. Like you can try forming objects from it and see how thin you can get it before it breaks. This is from Kultela, from Kultelan Tiiliputki.
Yeah.
You can ask. There's another brick factory in Tarvasjoki called Tiileri, and from them you can buy this clay powder. Test, so you can make like a worm, and then you can test how thin you can get it before it breaks, and that tells, you can check the plasticity that way, and you can, well, another test is to make a worm again and then wrap it around your finger And if it breaks easily, again, it's not very plastic, but you can see that it can easily wrap this clay around your finger. Then we have other materials. You can add sand to the clay. You can have different, like rougher sand or then finer sand, depending on what you want to make. So if you want to make something really like thin, you can add very fine sand or no sand at all. This is just pure clay basically. And it's still quite sturdy. Yeah, so
Very thin.
Yeah.
So is it only clay or?
It's only clay. So if you have a thin piece, you can use only clay if you like, but if you want to make something that's thicker, it's good to use other materials with the clay as well, like sand, because when the clay dries, it shrinks, and then it tends to crack. So in order to avoid cracking, you can add sand or fibers. And I have a few examples of different fibers. You can add, depending on what you want to make, you can add finer or more coarse fibers. Here we have some wood fibers.
So what does it do this?
It gives strength to the mass, because it like binds the clay.
Oliver,
So
what
that
was
it
this
doesn't break.
called?
This is called osmangami in Finnish, which I also forget. Yeah, I forget what it's called in English. You have to be a bit careful with it because otherwise it flies around.
Is it glass fiber?
This is flax fiber. Typically these like this is basically a what you would plaster with, so a clay plaster, and there's somewhere around 1 part clay and let's say 4 to 7 parts sand, and so then you get this, and you can also, this also has some fibers. I don't know exactly what fibers this exact piece has, but
1 clay and 4 fiber, 4 to 7.
for maybe 1 clay, 4 sand, and 1 fiber by volume. This and that are the same mass, and this is also the same, but this has been treated with linseed oil. So linseed oil makes it more durable and a bit, well, not waterproof, but it's more resistant to. Then you can also use clay paint to color your piece. So that's the same as this. Basically, it's just been coated.
I made it.
So it's blister and then kaolin, and this is just kaolin, and this has carbon in it, so it makes a gimlet.
Suit.
So you can make this. You can cook rye flour and mix it.
Rye
So
flour.
yeah. So it also makes this sticky stuff. and then you can add clay slip to it.
So you have to make clay slips and mix with
Yeah.
sticky glue. How much portion? Doesn't matter.
Well, I'd say you can start with 1 part glue and 1 part slip. And the slip could be like the thickness of cream. Runny, but not too runny.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a test if you have a piece of glass and you pour 1 deciliter of slip on the glass, you should end up with a puddle of like maybe 15 centimeters diameter, and then your slip is around the right viscosity. If you want to.
Do you put wax over this too?
Yeah, you can put wax, I think, either directly over it, or you can, after you put oil on it, you can also use wax. You can use linseed oil, or you can use cooked linseed oil, both work, or camellia oil.
What is it?
I don't know. I think I drink it when I was pregnant or something. But
Oh!
Yeah, it's also, I don't know if it's the same camellia.
Don't drink it anyways.
Because that's quite common oil in Korea
Okay.
for makeup, and like old
Yeah.
people used to use that.
Well, then there are, if you don't want to like make the mass yourself, there are some options you can buy from the store, like ready clay plasters, so to say. You only need to mix water with it, and this is a Estonian product. It's called Savi Uku Maja, and they make these. They make clay plasters and paints. Well, the plaster itself is not as dark as this piece. I've treated it with linseed oil so that it makes it a lot darker.
And this is
And that's the
Kaolin.
yeah, that's the same paint as this. Oh yeah, another thing, you can also use different colored sand.
And we were talking about buying different paints, which are natural colors, and there's a Finnish company.
Oh,
Yeah, it's called Suomen Luonnonmaalit.
but can you make water resist?
Well, you can. The oil makes it like drop resistant at least,
Okay.
but yeah, it's difficult to make it like 100% water resistant.
What about clay houses?
Well, you have to isolate them from the ground,
Yes.
so there's no moisture coming from the ground, and also from outside you have to, either with the roof, you have to keep the water away, or you put like lime, yes, thanks,
Okay.
lime plaster on the outside, so that's also.
But that's same with art pieces then. You build it.
And how long
Yeah.
does it like stay good? If it's like in a plastic bag?
I think that also depends on the fibers, but if there is something organic in it, then I wouldn't maybe want to keep it for too long, especially paper. Yeah, well, even if there are fibers in the plaster, you can, in theory, recycle them indefinitely, so you can take this dry piece and crush it and just add water, and it becomes the same plaster again. If you have some leftovers, you can just leave them to dry.
If it breaks, is it easy to glue it again with
Um,
water?
Or depends on in which phase it breaks, I think. I've heard, or I've been told that you can use vinegar, yes.
And
Before
anything
getting
breaks,
used.
pottery breaks, painting breaks, everything breaks if it falls down to the floor. And I think you can make quite sturdy products using this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fairly sure this wouldn't break if I would drop it on the floor, but the tile could break. So if there's interest, I'm open to giving like workshops.
So if there would be
Yes.
a workshop, how many days you think we would need to have to do that?
Well, that depends what kind of things we would make, but I think one or 2 days would be a basic. So first mixing the materials and then yeah, and there would be a waiting period for a week maybe, depending on how big the pieces are, so they have time to dry, and then the second part would be the like finish.
Thank you so much.